Remember, maybe about 2 years ago, I did a mini chopper build that I donated for a raffle. Last year, I had a bar stool I did, but I pretty much just bought it and refurbished it a little. Nothing really video worthy. So this year, I'm also going to donate this one off for a raffle as well. And we're going to do a little Kooler Kart. So here's my little basic rough mock-up so I could get some measurements. Can figure out what I want to do for my frame rails. Get my widths, figure out what my axle width's going to be so I can get that ordered. We've got a brand new Predator engine right out of the box for it. Brand new wheels and tires. I bought that as like a whole kit. Some, the Chinese stuff off Amazon. But it come with the spindles for the front, all the hubs. There we go. Kit came with the hubs for the back wheels, hubs for the front with spindles and ends. Just got everything just kind of taped together and mocked. So, got this cooler off of Marketplace for like 20-30 bucks, something like that. It's in really good shape. Yeah. Oh, I can't see the back one. Alright, but we got the hubs. The rear hubs are splined. Oh, maybe we can see that a little bit. Maybe not. But yeah, they've got splines, so I'm gonna have to drill them out a little bit so I can use them on a solid 1-inch axle. And it's gonna make my life a lot easier. We'll pin them and collar them. It should work just fine. So I guess next step is we're gonna get started building a frame. All right, I have actually got a nice piece of 1-inch stock here. It's usually kind of expensive to start from scratch like this, but I'm going to find a guy on Marketplace that gets it from a steel supply. It's started to do a little surface rust, so it's not prime stuff to sell to customers, but I'm not a big manufacturing plant, so this is perfect for me. I got a flapper wheel, we can just clean it up. It's not a big deal. So this actually comes out now. This is a little bit cheaper than how I normally do stuff, which is I'll just buy an old go-kart cheap off Marketplace and then modify it to what I need. So yeah, this was a good find. So okay, now what I've done is cut the two side rails, 36 inches. That's going to give me actually a little extra room on length, which will be nice. I have a little bit of adjustment room when I get the engine plate mounted and be able to move the engine back and forth a little back there. Let's see, once this gets put together, it's going to be these frame rails will be underneath so we can keep it low. Should give me about 3 3/4 inches roughly. So we'll run pillow blocks with the axle on the back. They'll sit on top. So this will hang down. And then up here, we're going to take, once this is cut to the 13-inch width that I need, just a scrap piece that was close for this mock-up, and these will get welded underneath, and that'll give me a 2-inch tall height of surface here for welding on these the spindle brackets. So I guess I'm gonna have to get the 13-inch cut there and probably an 11-inch back there. I don't know if I want to do 45s, probably not. So we'll get these two pieces cut, and then I can probably tack this together. While I was cutting, I measured I had just enough left in that piece. I was able to get my other two cross members I wanted. And that's going to be used for mounting the cooler to it and a little extra rigidity. So this will be a good strong chassis when she's done. So it's got our cross pieces. We'll get them arranged where we need them once we get the cooler set to it and kind of where the axles are going to be. But the basic, I want to get this outside kind of basic framing done. So here's our front. It's gonna, where the front axles are going to bolt to, or weld to. And that'll sit on top. This one will take up the back. So I'm going to have to do a lot of measuring to make sure this is all square. So make sure I got same width, front and back, and then we'll do our diagonals, which are right off right now because I just kind of set this up loosely. So look at that, and then to the other. So once we get those outside ones done, then we'll put in our cross pieces. And I will probably come back once I have this tacked together because nobody wants to watch me measure for a friggin' hour. I'll see you then. Alright, got this just tacked together. I went ahead and tacked on the spindle mounts. Put them on. We have a 7-degree caster. That's really going to help it turn with the solid axle in the back because it kind of lifts the pressure off one of the wheels when you're in the corner. So I got it all tacked on. Just made up a quick tie rod so I could check clearance once this cooler's on for when the wheels turn. So this will sit right about in there. Close enough. So she'll sit there, and when these wheels turn, this is perfect. I've got about an inch of clearance when they're at full lock. That is really cool. And then the back, that's about the wheelbase I want that I kind of figured out when I mocked this all up on the floor. Need about 32 inches. Wheelbase, that'll set this axle just a little bit behind the kind of the bottom end of the motor. So we'll try and not make this a wheelie machine. It's going to have that little bit of rake, so the back will be a little higher. Not bad. It's not too extreme, so it's going to look pretty cool. Give it that hot rod look. So I think that's where I'm going to stop for today. I got a lot of other stuff to get done, but this is a good starting point. Alright, got a bunch of parts in, and today I'm just going to play with some fun stuff, I think. So, got my brand new motor, and I splurged a little on this one. So we have a nice chrome tank, and here I've got a chrome fan shroud and recoil. Well, since this motor is going to be exposed and it's going to be kind of nice looking, I thought, what the heck, a little bit of bling. So we're going to get that swapped on. And then I also have, this is going to be the brakes. So we're going to use a centrifugal clutch on it. So clutch will go on. And then the band brake goes right here. It's not my favorite design, but they do seem to work. And I'm going to be running a 40 chain, so I'm not too worried. My concern is always when the chain breaks, then you don't have any brakes because you're breaking it at the motor. So, and it comes with this nice cover. We're going to turn this and make it look nicer. So, we'll get started today. we have that cover for the clutch. It's just plain silver. I was hoping for chrome, but it said silver, so I didn't expect much. So what we're going to do an engine turn. All I've got is one of these little wire brush cups, and I wrap it tight with electrical tape to keep it bunched up instead of splaying out. And let's put that in here. Like, yeah, so put it in. I got this box to kind of make up the difference in heights here. Put it around. Overlap about half. Alright, we got our cross members in, kind of where I want them, just quick loosely tacked. This whole thing's loosely tacked together. And then we have, I made these risers and mounted the, and then we made risers for the motor mount, got the plate in there. Got our engine mounted on there, just for now. See in the back we got I bought this. This is just what I had for chrome stuff. I've got, it looked a little odd, so I got an air cleaner coming. That's going to be kind of neat. And then I got a new chrome exhaust too, just because it just needed more to look good. So we've got, so I've got the wheels bored out. They had a spline in them for like the Chinese axles that are a little weaker. The axle that's hanging out of there now, it's just one I had laying around. It's kind of old, beat up, but it's a solid 1 inch. It's what I have on order. Just waiting for that to come in. I had that custom cut for me. So when that gets here, there won't be 6 inches of axle, but I was able to get this set up, and it's got a cool rake to it now. And so got a roller. Now I'm going to come back, I clean all this up, do all the finish welding so I can actually sit on it without possibly busting a tack weld. And then I can figure out, up on the front here, how high I need to get the steering. So we get the cooler on here, we'll get the whole look going. So that's about where we're at right now. Probably my next step is I'm going to strip this all the wheels and everything off, get this frame up on a bench, and probably spend the rest of the afternoon welding this all up. Okay, last time I was filming, we finished welding up this whole frame, and then after that, we made up the tower for the steering. I actually went ahead, I had a couple of bearings that worked real nice. Got some drag bars, fit them on, and then made some adjustable tie rods up front. Wheels are mounted. I have some good friends who made up these floorboards for me and got this padding on here. I'll have to get a closer. I'll have to get a little close up so you can see it better. Here we go. So there's all the nice 70s sparkle. We want this thing to really pop. Hopefully the paint should be a pretty close match for that. Took it out for a quick test spin, and she works really nice, steers well. I'm really happy with it. So what we're going to do now is basically tear it all apart, and we're going to clean it finish cleaning all the metal up. We're going to paint it up real nice, and then it's going to go together and be ready to raffle away. Okay, so here it is all stripped down to its bare. The floorboard supports were added, I think, since last time when I did the welding video, or the welding section of this. Then you see how we just have the uprights and then the bearings, bridge across it and make it nice and sturdy. Works really nice. So I'm going to clean it all up. We're going to put some of this antique pewter hammered finish on here. Ought to look real nice. Give it a little bit of a gray, and then I'm hoping the blue matches that seat when we get to it. So I'm going to sand for a while and kick the tunes on, and I'll be back later. Alright, sanded her down with some 220, get all that surface rust off, clean up some little metal BBs from the welding, clean up any of the rough edges, whatever I had there. So got the primer on it. It's kind of late today. I think I'm going to call her quits and come back up tomorrow and we'll paint it up. got as far as I can go without the painted stuff. I have to get the steering column painted yet. The cooler is getting worked on here yet, getting prepped. Once it warms up, it's been a really like single-digit week here. But got everything mounted on there. She looks really nice. This hammer finish paint is pretty cool on there. So that's that going today. I'll probably putz around with a few more things, hopefully get some paint done. And then over here, I've got finally my new tubes are in for the Indian. Got her mounted up. Actually had it running again last night, so this one's almost done. Hopefully get some more progress done. So yeah, throughout the week, the cooler's kind of my, the cooler is pretty much my priority right now. I just want that out of the way, and then I can do some shop cleaning, and then I can get the Indian done, clean some more shop, and then I'll have room to bring in another project. So here we go, we got her all buttoned up. Here's that vinyl wrap. Turned out really nice. Just, I gotta learn not to build these things in the middle of winter. So, which has also kept me from doing like a little riding. So, this is off to get its first display. We're gonna sell tickets for it. And then, I'll probably throw up a short later on once it's like a little bit of springtime and I can take this out and run a couple laps around the yard with it. So with that, I guess that finishes it up. Hope you enjoyed it.